Hey YouTube, this is Mike with Osmond Reptiles. This is the last of my mini-series, at least until my next big updates. This here is Zeus. He is my Eastern King. He's pretty big. He's a male. He's about 600 grams. He's ready to go. Unfortunately, my female is only about 130 grams. So he would probably eat her before trying to breed with her. I'm hoping that I can get her up to 300, 400, 500 grams by next season, so I can start breeding the Eastern Kings. This guy here, though, he eats. I mean, he's a garbage can when it comes to eating. Anything left over, he'll eat. I mean, he is probably only a few months older than the female, yet he's, what, like 5 times bigger than her? And she's a good eater, too, but, I mean, this guy here eats everything. And he has a feeding response like you would never believe. On feeding day, he comes shooting out that cage at me. I mean, it's unbelievable. Best feeding response I have out of any of my snakes. Probably the best appetite. My boa has pretty good appetite too, but this guy here, Zeus, is unbelievable. But again, Eastern King, male, big old snake. Let me put him back. I'll show you the girl next. Come on, buddy. So I have kings, hogs, and corn snakes. The only stuff breeding for me at this point are my corns, though. My kings and hogs will probably all be ready to go by next year. So this is the little girl. You can see the size difference. Again, though, an Eastern King. She's about 140 grams compared to his 600. She has a great appetite, too. Unfortunately, she can't eat anything bigger than a rat fuzzy, or, you know, a little hopper mouse. While he can eat small rats and jumbo mice, no problem. So that's her. She's great, though, for my reptile shows that I do. It's another species that I get to bring, so it's always nice having another species. Alright, so here are my hog noses. All of my hogs, I have 2 females and a male, and they're all 66% pos double het snows, so they're het Andry and het albino. Those are the females. I'll show you those in a second. And the male is 100% double het snow. So I'm hoping come next season to pull a snow hog out of one of the 2, but if not, I should only get some albinos and some Andrys. This is the bigger girl. She's about 150, between like 100 and 150 grams. She hasn't shed in a while, but the last time she shed was 100 grams, and she's eaten a lot since then. So she's the thicker of the 2 girls, and she's lighter colored. I like her a little bit more. So that's one of the girls. Alright, and then, so for most of my corns, kings, and hogs, I wait till they're at least 300 grams before I try breeding them. So like I said, she's about halfway there. This girl's also about halfway there. This girl is much darker in color than the other girl. But they're both 66% pos double hets. You can see how much darker she is. And again, she's a little over 100 grams. She's a little smaller than the other girl. She doesn't eat as well. And then my male, who's 100% double het, I think he's a little bit, he was bigger than the girls when I got him, but he doesn't eat nearly as well as the girls. He is breeding size. The guy that I got him from, I'm pretty sure I'd used him actually before to breed. His colors are a little closer to the bigger females. But he is breeding size. He's about 130 grams. But just waiting on those girls to get big enough for him. And hopefully I get some snows, and if not, I should get a bunch of albinos and Andrys. Alright, so those are the hogs. And the kings, these are Western hognose, by the way. Now we'll start with the king snake or the corn snakes. We'll start here with the smaller ones. This is a holdback of mine from 2 years ago. I call this a high pink snow. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but she has a lot of these pinks. And there's almost green and yellow that go around the bands. Her dad is the big snow that I'll show you later, and the melanistic that I'll show you later. This is a sibling of that girl. I just consider this girl to be my normal snow. These are both 2-year-old snakes. They're both in the 200 gram range, so by next year they should be at my 300 or more limit and ready for breeding. This girl's bigger than her sister. I had no holdbacks from last year's breedings. These are snakes that I bought. This girl here is my last girl I'm expecting a clutch from this year, and my most anticipated corn clutch. She is a Anery stripe, who's also het for a bunch of things. She's het for hypo, het for caramel, het for melanistic. And she is the last of my corns I'm expecting a clutch from. She's an Anery stripe. She's about 450 grams. Here's the temporary lay box. When she gets closer to the actual due date, I put in a much bigger lay box, but get her used to the box. Go on. Alright. The male that I put this girl to is this guy. And this guy here is my Hypo Motley corn. So I'm hoping to get some Hypo Motley stripes that are het for Anery and some of the other things that girl's het for. That's my most anticipated clutch of the season. And the last clutch should be down in about a month or within the month. These two snakes are about 3-year-old snakes in that 450 gram range. This girl here is my girl who just recently, sorry, no, she's okay. She just laid a clutch for me, so I'm not going to bother her too much. She's the one who laid my most recent clutch number 3 for the corns. She's looking like she's going to shed, starting to get a little duller. Haven't even gotten a meal into her yet. This girl here, by the way, too, is a holdback girl from 3 years ago. This is a holdback boy from 3 years ago. I've been calling him a sun-kissed Emelianistic, but I honestly don't know where the sun-kissed gene came from. But he's so different than any corn that I made from the parents. And if you look at his belly, he has the clear belly like a stripe or like a motley. But he's probably one of my favorite holdback corns that I've made. And I actually bred him to this holdback, so that clutch there are these two, and I'm hoping to try to make some more of these just really orange Emelianistics that I've been calling the sun-kissed Emelianistics. And I call them the sun-kissed just based off going online and looking up the sun-kissed Emelianistics. They look so much like this. And sometimes I think that high pink snow might have that same gene that this guy has, because they had some of the same parents, if not the same parents. So those are the smaller corns. These are my bigger corns. These guys all had their final, well, the top 3 have had their final breeding season this year. This girl here is a couple years younger. She's my first ever holdback corn. She's just the big normal. big normal het for a melanistic. She laid a clutch of about 20 eggs, but there's only 9 that I could actually see veins that look good. And I bred her to another normal that I think might also be het for melanistic, but I just wanted to try to see what I could get from them. One of the pet stores I sell a lot of my corns to loves the normals, so I figured I'll get a bunch of normals out of those too. Next girl is my oldest female. She is 12 years old. She laid a huge clutch, but for a reason, she like becomes gravid before I even add males to her every year. So she laid 30 eggs, none of which looked good originally. I put them all in the incubator and I've been watching them, and I candled them, and about 14 of them had veins. So I'm thinking that maybe they were fertilized from retained sperm. Not so sure though what, but she's just a big and melanistic. I bred her to the snow and to the whites have really come out with her in her older age though. I didn't notice that till just now. How white she is in this light. The snow and the hypo motley one time. Alright, and then the last, or not the last I guess, my big snow male. Is this guy. Oops, don't bite me, sometimes can be cantankerous. So that's the big snow male. He doesn't have the pinks or the yellows that the 2 younger snows that I've held back have, but he's more of an all white snow male. And then the very last snake I have is one of my best show snakes, who I actually don't normally use for breeding, but like I said, I bred him this year to try to actually make some more normals. And that's this guy. And he's just a big Okatee male. The white snake, the snow I just showed you, him, they're all 12-year-olds. Usually, like I said, I probably won't ever use them again for breeding after this year. They usually just put them in shows. Use them in the shows with the kids. They're all real good with being handled. So, that's the end of the Colubrid miniseries. A little longer than I expected, but I have a bunch of them. So again, check out the miniseries. Like, share, subscribe. Check out the Facebook page. I post a lot of short videos and pictures there. Owls and Reptiles out.